Welcome to Cullman Daily 180. I'm Jamie Speakman.
And I'm Lindsey Dawsey. Thanks for joining us.
Oh my goodness, is it cold outside?
It is cold outside. If you haven't been outside, it is 28 degrees, I think, when I walked into the studio. So,
you know, I went to Walmart last night. It was probably around 10 o'clock. When I left my house in the car, it said 55. And it's about a 5-minute drive. I was at Walmart for about 5 minutes. When I got back in, it was 45. It dropped 10 degrees in, literally 15 minutes.
Wow.
Crazy.
Wow.
So
bundle up.
Yes. So coming up November the 23rd, there is a highly anticipated football game that's going to be played at Cullman High School. It's the Pig Bowl, and it's a game between the Cullman Police Department and the Cullman County Sheriff's Office. This game has been played for, I think, 7 or 8 years in the past. According to the police department, they are undefeated in this game. That's what they claim. There's been a lot of smack talk between both sides, particularly the police department and some of those guys. And so we'll see, but it's November the 23rd. If you would like tickets to that, you can purchase the tickets at Cullman Police Department, the Sheriff's Office, Buffalo Wild Wings. That's a big sponsor for them. And I think the tickets are $5 a piece, but all of the money that's raised from this goes to Shop a Cop with the Cullman Police Department.
Awesome.
And then the other half will go to the Cullman Special Olympics for the Sheriff's Office. So going for a great cause. Come out and enjoy it. The guys are having a lot of fun putting this thing together. We've put out a couple videos so far and got a couple more promotional videos to put out. The guys are having a lot of fun doing these videos and getting ready for the game, so come out and support.
So what do they win? Bragging rights?
Well, bragging rights, and the city has a trophy
that
has every date. In the first video we put out, there was this really redneck sheriff's deputy that tried to steal the trophy and get away. He ended up getting tackled, and I was told it didn't feel good, but yeah, they have a trophy, and I assume that if the county wins, the county will retain that trophy.
Okay. Well, fun time. So mark your calendar, November 23rd. Make sure you get your ticket.
Absolutely.
Sounds like a fun time. All right, so this past week you announced in my absence, sorry I wasn't here, that Cullman Regional recently acquired what has been known for the past 30 years as surgical arts. So now all of those physicians are now a part of the Cullman Regional Medical Group. And so one of the things I was talking to the doctors about is one of the most common general surgery procedures that we do is for gallbladder removal. And I said, why do we do so many? And they said, well, because there's lots of signs and symptoms, but people don't always listen to them. And so I said, well, what are the signs and symptoms? So I'm going to read these off. Abdominal pain, nausea and vomiting, fever, pain between the shoulder blades, which I found very odd, intolerance of to fatty or greasy foods, chronic gas and bloating, itchy skin, constipation and or diarrhea, and yellowing of the skin. So if you have any of those signs or symptoms, you might want to just follow up with a doctor, because they can do some tests to check the function of your gallbladder and to see if that might be causing you some discomfort. So we sent that out last week, mainly to try to bring awareness to it. So
is there a real point of even having a gallbladder?
Well, according to some of our general surgeons, it's technically supposed to clean out. According to our general surgeons, most people function fine without a gallbladder. So it's really only an issue if it's causing you problems. Mm-hmm. So if you're having any of those signs or symptoms, you really should go get it checked out. So they can do something that's called a HIDA scan, so it just checks the functionality. So they typically do an ultrasound first and then do a HIDA scan to check the functionality.
Awesome.
Okay.
In Cullman, we're looking forward to more play dates and date nights, first checkups, and checks on the bucket list. We're looking forward to first looks and second chances, and we're looking forward to making these moments possible with the benefits of better technology and the insights of leading experts. We're looking forward to a healthier Cullman.
Premier Bank of the South currently offers a variety of school spirit debit cards. These are available to all of our customers and they're free of charge. Stop by one of our offices today and get yours ordered. For a listing of our school spirit debit cards and our office locations, please feel free to visit us at www.premierbankofthesouth.com.
And so last Friday, the election, if you were for the 2020 election, the deadline to qualify was this past Friday. In Cullman County and all of the local races, there was no Democrats that qualified to run, but there was a few Republican races that's going to be challenged. The chairman race for the Cullman County Commission chairman has 4 candidates in that. Kenneth Walker's the incumbent, and then you have Philip Widener, Wiley Kitchens, and Jeff Clemens, also known as, most people know Jeff as Clem. So that's for the chairman race. Then the only other local race that will have a challenger is the West Point School Board District. That's West Point and Harmony School Board. And that is Gene Sullins is the current board member there, and Wayne Willingham got into that race and will be challenging Gene for that race. Everybody else, Barry Willingham's position as Revenue Commissioner, and then there was a couple other school board races. All of those guys, they made it without any kind of opposition. The primary, I believe, don't quote me on this, I think the primary is March the 7th, and if there's a runoff after that, it's I know the runoff's March 31st for anything.
You happen to know what the deadline is to register to vote? Sorry, I told you. We need to find that out.
We'll
make
find
sure
that out.
that we let everybody know, because that's really important, and we want to make sure that everybody exercises their right to vote. But if you're not registered, we'll find out what the deadline is and what that process is, and make sure we tell you about it next week.
Absolutely, and there's always multiple places. I know there's a lot of people that will go around and set up and do register people to vote. John Merrill and Corey Harbison have did a great job over the years. Setting up at different places here in Cullman and registering people to vote. So, but there's all kinds of places that will set up throughout the year to make sure people gets registered. But it's one of those rights that it's a freedom we have to be able to do that. And I feel very passionate about being able to get out and do that, and think that everybody that has that right should be able to go vote.
Right, and I think sometimes people are confused. They don't realize, they say, oh, well, it's not the presidency, it's just a local election. Local elections actually impact us more than, all elections impact us, but local elections impact your day-to-day life.
Absolutely.
And so it is very important. We typically have a low turnout for local elections, which I'm always disappointed by, because those are the things that impact your day-to-day.
Absolutely.
And so we always want to make sure that everybody.
And it's so important. I helped with a school board race. It's been several years ago. I helped with a school board race, and the person I was helping, they won, but by 3 votes.
Wow.
Literally 3 votes. So it's so important to make sure to get out and vote, because you never know what's going to happen in the end. And I've saw a lot of cases where people, they think they've got it locked. You're seeing pre-polling, and they think that they're good to go. They're up by 10 points, and then it comes election day, and they get blown out.
Right.
And so it's very important to get out and vote.
Absolutely.
And there is one other, there's a local attorney, Melvin Hastings, that he qualified right at the last minute to run for its Court of Criminal Appeals.
Okay.
He'll be running against, that's a statewide election, he'll be running against Mary Wyndham. That's Lieutenant Governor Steve Wyndham's wife, but she's the incumbent. So Melvin Hastings, he is local and he's running for that statewide position.
Okay.
Also.
All right. Well, speaking of rights, this past Monday was Veterans Day. Lots of wonderful veterans programs. Veterans are so wonderful to have. They give us our freedoms and our rights, like the right to vote. And so lots of recognition across our community, across our county on Veterans Day. So it was great to see all of that outpouring of love for our veterans, because some of our veterans, they saw friends that paid the ultimate sacrifice and died in battle. Right. And so a lot of times it's very emotional for them. So we just like to thank all of our veterans for their service to our country. Right,
and it's great to have a special day just for them. But anytime you're out there, it doesn't matter what day it is. If you see a veteran, thank them. It's so easy just to say a simple thank you, or if you have it, buy a meal. If you see them out eating or something, buy their meal or something. These guys paid, they went and served to protect us and give us the freedom we have. We were out at West Point and covering their Veterans Day program at the high school. And Billy Coleman spoke out there. And one thing that he said that just really stuck to me is these men and women, they didn't just go serve for the citizens that lift up America. They serve for the anti-Americans also. And when he said that, it just really stuck with me, and it made a lot of sense. But anyways, thank you so much for your service and everything that you do for our country to give us the freedom we have.
Absolutely. Thanks so much. All right, so we talked a little bit about how cold it was today. So it's supposed to get a little bit nicer as the week progresses, so it'll be 55 by Saturday.
Mid-50s hopefully by Saturday and sunny.
So hopefully today's bitter cold, and maybe I think it's still supposed to be cold tomorrow too. So make sure you bundle up, not be like my daughter who refused to wear a coat this morning, even though I told her it was 20s, but she's 13. So
right. So Saturday morning is kind of a big day for the hospital. What's going on?
Yes. So this is our second annual American Heart Walk. So this is the Cullman Heart Walk. So we will be starting everything up about 9. So hopefully it won't be too cold. Hopefully it'll be warmed up by 9. So we'll have vendors set up doing different education. We'll have free health screenings. We'll have some education, some kids' bounce houses, healthy eating, tips on gardening and things like that. So we'll have lots of activities. We'll have a warm-up, which last year's warm-up was pretty intense. So
it was.
It was pretty intense. And then we'll have a 1-mile survivor walk. So any survivors of heart disease or stroke are invited to join us. And then we'll have a 5K walk or run. It's not a timed race. So this is just to bring awareness for heart disease, cardiovascular disease, and stroke. So it is a fun event. It's very laid back. It is not a super high maintenance, you need to give us lots of money. It's really just an awareness day. And so we've been fundraising up for the American Heart Association all along, but this will be the commencement of all of our efforts. So please come out and join us. It'll be a great event. Hopefully it'll be a nice morning to be out and about. And it usually just lasts for a couple of hours. So as soon as all the walkers are done, we're usually done. Wrap everything up. So
awesome.
Come out to Depot Park Saturday.
We'll be right back after this short break.
Valley Heating and Cooling has been servicing the Tennessee Valley area since 1975. We offer sales, service, installation, and energy solutions for all your heating and cooling needs. No one really thinks about their heating and cooling system until it quits at the worst possible time. And when that happens, you want it repaired as quick as possible. And that's what we're here for. We offer a 24-hour emergency service, so we're always there right when you need us. Whether it be a one-time inspection or our annual maintenance, we're here to keep you comfortable year-round.
What if we designed a stain for your deck that looked as handsome as Charles Stevens' barrel on his farewell trip over Niagara Falls and stood up to weather like this, or even this? If a stain can make your deck beautiful and survive any amount of torture, is it still stain? Arbor Coat from Benjamin Moore. Find Benjamin Moore Premium Paint. Available now from your local paint experts at O.F. Richter & Sons.
Welcome back to Cullman Daily 180. So Lindsey, the playoffs, football playoffs are in full swing. This past week we had four teams from Cullman that made it to the first round of the playoffs. You had Cullman, Fairview, Good Hope, and Cold Springs. Good Hope and Cold Springs unfortunately ended their season in the first round, so congratulations to both of those for a great, outstanding season they had. Cullman and Fairview both won and advanced to the second round. Fairview will be taking on Anniston this coming Friday, and Cullman has Oxford this coming Friday. So good luck to both of those teams. Our offensive and defensive player of the week, defensively we had Dylan Speak from Cullman, played an outstanding game, lots and lots of tackles against Jemison, and Tyvin Ellis from Fairview is the offensive player of the week. Congratulations to both of you guys.
Absolutely. Good job and good luck.
So we talked early on about the Pig Bowl coming up on November 23rd. The city police department, they had had a contact with the Birmingham Trooper Post, and the Birmingham Troopers kind of challenged them to a game to kind of, more or less like a scrimmage game to get ready for the Pig Bowl. And so they played that this past Sunday, and the police department, I mean, as much smack talking as they have done for this game, I really was concerned, but they dominated. It was pure domination. I think they beat them 42-14.
Wow.
So congratulations to the police department,
Yes.
And I think that's really sending a message to the county. You better bring your A game. Ironically, the county did have spies there watching the game. I believe there was a few of them that got busted, being spies watching the game. But all I can say for the county is you better bring your A game because they looked good. So.
Well, congratulations. Fun stuff. All right, so we have a few things going on at the hospital this time of year. It is Diabetes Awareness Month, so we always like to do some sort of education about managing diabetes. And I don't think a lot of people realize that we have a very high rate of diabetes in Cullman County, higher than most areas. And so learning to manage it and manage it well is really important. It can affect your kidneys. It affects your blood flow, which means you have a harder time, your wounds have a harder time healing. And so we have Dr. Carlos Villar is going to be coming. He's very passionate about diabetes education. So we're going to have a seminar on November 21st, and he's going to talk about how to manage it and the best things to do. And so you can call our office and register. You can go online. Also, coming up, it is the holiday season, although it's not Thanksgiving yet. We're talking about Christmas. We are hosting a free Visits with Santa event at the hospital on Saturday, December 7th. It will be from 2 to 4 in the afternoon. There is no charge to come. We did this last year and it was really fun. We had a small crowd, which is fine. But we had a few kids that were with disabilities that are unable to get to a lot of other places where Santa is. And so that was wonderful to see them have the opportunity to visit with Santa. But we do hot chocolate cookies, and you get a photo with Santa free of charge. It's just a fun outing. So that'll be in Professional Office Building 2 in our Colonel Cullman room.
So I can come get my professional photo with Santa.
You can. But you have to dress like an elf if you come.
I can do that.
That is my only requirement.
I can do that.
Okay. Also, We have our another $5 jewelry sale coming up. It is the holiday season, so you can stock up on stocking stuffers or small gifts if you like. So that will be on December 9th, 10th, and 11th, also in the Colonel Cullman room. I think the first 2 days it's from 7 a.m. to 5, and I think the last day it's 7 a.m. to 3. So it's a great opportunity to get gifts. If you have coworkers and you want to do something small but nice, you'll really be surprised at the quality that you get for the $5 price tag.
Absolutely.
And then if you haven't gotten your flu shot, it's not too late. We're offering free walk-in clinics at our family care locations, both on campus and then Family Care South. But then we also have them where you can just walk into our outpatient pharmacy, which is in our urgent care on our campus. So you can walk in and get a flu shot there anytime between 7:30 a.m. and 9 p.m. Monday through Friday. So make sure you get your flu shot. A lot of people that have underlying health concerns, those are the ones that really get sick and are hospitalized during the flu. And it looks like they got the flu shot right this year. So if you get the flu shot, your likelihood of not getting the flu very high.
Awesome.
So.
Awesome.
All right.
Well, that is it for Cullman Daily 180. We will see you next week.
Yeah. Have a great week.